YouTube fam, it's Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. So, um, gonna do a bit of a quick review of my trading for the month of August thus far, and then go into some back testing. I need to work on my trust in my setups, which is stupid because of lack of trust, I missed out on some beautiful runs and then took unnecessary losses. So I've got two screens here, calendar here, and then charts will be on that side. So let's get into it. All right. So August started off um pretty decent. Didn't trade much on the second week. Took two losses that week. Well, one loss, that was a lot of slippage. And then two here. No trades on the 12th, a loss. No trades, one trade, and then a nice one here, but I didn't let it run all the way. I stopped too aggressively, so I took a little less than I should have. Two trades, so yeah. For the day, no trades on Monday, two losses. And then I was really frustrated with myself on Wednesday. And as we back test, we'll go through all of these things and what I should have done better. And then two losses on Friday, again, unnecessary because I had beautiful, juicy setups and I put my entry a bit too aggressive and missed it. So I was very unhappy with that behavior. So I'm going to do a quick pause here because sometimes switching between the screens will make like a black screen. So 1 second. Okay, that didn't do any craziness. All right, so I have a new week opening gap, a new day opening gap, new week opening gap chart that I'm using for trading. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to go backwards from Friday and we're just going to, oh, I shouldn't have deleted that. So well, I'll tell you what I was thinking. So in the PM session, I took an unnecessary loss here because I took a short um, right in here. It dropped, but I should have just moved my stop into a little profit above that once it dropped below it there. But I was looking at it as like the wicking didn't feel right. So I didn't need to take that second loss, but I did to round it out for the day. And I was looking at the run up here and drop a little switch here. This fair value gap, it was pretty much respecting the midpoint and it was at this new week opening gap. So I took it and I should have, I wanted a body to close below the midpoint of this new week opening gap. Um, Hang on a second, just got a message. Sorry about that. So, what seems to happen to me lately is I'll have a really great idea in terms of what should happen next. And I know this looks really busy, right? So we have the opening range gap from Friday here, nested new day opening gaps. I've got like the daily busy levels in here as well, which they used a bit, and multiple new day opening gaps in here. So it's definitely a bit busy. So was just watching. There was news at 10 o'clock, so I was watching and waiting to see what they were gonna do. And I was listening to ICT at the time, and I was, he outlined this fair value gap as a that's what I'm looking for, as an inversion fair value gap. So, the short from there would have been tre juicy, so juicy. And actually, I also considered it as an option, not necessarily because of that, but also because of this inversion fair value gap. And I put my order up here, which was very, very wrong. And this is got to be more accurate with these because it's just very, very wrong. So I'm going to do this because I need to remind myself, right? So after seeing all of this drop right here, beautiful, right? It took out this high. We didn't make it up here. We didn't make it, for me, we didn't make it to the midpoint of this volume imbalance for the day. So, and then we had a nice shift here. Technically, technically, I would have liked to take the short here instead of this fair value gap because that was nice, right? Because we fully disrespected this one, made this, dropped. I should have been okay with taking something with inside of this week. So there's two things here um, to focus on. Like right here would have been a good entry as well. Any of these shorts would have been a good entry. There's this one here. They never came back to it. They stayed below the midpoint of this wick right here. I should have paid attention. Shoot, I could have even taken it at in here, once it dropped again, but still working on that, right? So this is where this is where my entry should have been, right? And I had it up here and I never tapped it and then they ran because I was like, oh yeah, because I was thinking, oh my God, it needs to be above the high. So I wanted it like that so it could be above the high and they never came back that high, which is obviously it makes perfect sense. Put your entry where it's supposed to be. And, I was looking for them to drop below these lows and tap the base of this. And I mean, that's 516 ticks of a trade. Beautiful. Just, mwah. And I saw it and I put my entry in and I was too greedy. So what would I've had to do? So I usually do 37 takes of a stop, right? So if I'd gone, you know, 40 ticks, give myself a little bit more room, or just put it and assess it and then see what happens, it would have been fine. So I just want to feel what that would have felt like if I had taken this return back up in here. So I would have my one little contract right there. If I just taken my entry right there, how much drawdown would I have had to deal with? Almost none. And look at that. Oh my God. Like we've just taken that and I'm already way into my thing, right? And then another beautiful candle. Are you kidding? And then I would have moved my stop here because I would move my stop right here because I'm not giving it up if it wants to roll down. But I'm expecting them to come in here, maybe, mess about a bit. And then look at that. They roll through the midpoint of that puppy. Come on. That's a 3K trade, bro. So if I flatten that right there, beautiful. I mean, I would have been out here, obviously. But so the moral of the story is take the trades that make sense and don't mess about with it, right? So that's one thing. um, and I see you just teaching that there is something when you're caught between two uh gaps, new week opening gap, new day opening gap, new day opening gap versus new day opening gap, new week opening gap versus new week opening gap, new day opening gap versus new week opening gap. It doesn't matter. If you're caught in between it, then um that. So another thing that he's been teaching, right? Like the first fair value gap of the day. So that's 9. So that's happened after 9:30. So this guy right here, and I've created a thing for that, right? Just gonna expand it. So we're on the 1 minute. So we've taken out all these juicy lows, and in all honesty, my mind, I'm thinking we'll continue back up. Maybe the lunchtime return back up would be nice. So, you know, and let's be honest, juicy, right? So I would have been done for the day. Let's be completely honest, done for the day. So they didn't fully reach into here. So now my other opportunity was here, right? So I could have bought right in here and then ridden it up back to the top of this, you know, and see if it can get over the first fair value gap. And I would have just, with that candle, I probably, let me see, where would I put my stop? So we rolled up. I have a terrible buy here, but shits and giggles, I got it down here, put my stop right below that guy. And if I'm stopped out, that's okay. And there would have been stopped out right there. So let's flatten that. But, my entry would have been down here and I would have had like the tiniest of TPs, the tiniest, but whatever. Anyway, so it came back down into this guy. What time is it? It's after 11. So I'm going to wait until like proper, you know, lunchtime run. So they came back up here. We're here again. That's all I needed for the day. So I'm just looking at price. So let's do this so we don't need to meander about the whole thing. Anyway. So lunchtime rolls around. We come up this way. If I'm being completely honest, we're at this order block and a fair value gap inside of it. And I'm just going to do this for the order block, and then we're just going to home in on it. I'm going to home in on what it does, right? These two things. So just because I was also looking at lunchtime as an opportunity to maybe close the gap in and see what they were going to do when they got in here. So the order block, they respected the midpoint of it. Fair value gap then dropped. And they'd already swept through these guys. I'm okay with that. So then nice rundown. And then this fair value gap right here. So I was literally, um, since I missed this, I tried to go short in here. Yeah. Is that what happened? Let me see. No, sorry. Actually, I tried to go short in here. It's a huge mistake because this wick, it didn't take that out body-wise, and we're still respecting this fair value gap. So next time I'll wait. I'll wait for better information because they gave us better information this way. And they formed this puppy that we could use as an inversion fair value gap after they disrespected it completely going up. Anyway, so now we've got this order block of the quadrants. It stopped at the midpoint and it didn't go any higher. So that was nice. And we dropped and then we dropped back into the new week opening gap. And then respected this guy. This respected that fair value gap. So they came back up. I would have been potentially considering a short right here because, rolled up and then dropped. And the previous day I had a inversion fair value gap, nice and juicy. I put my entry too soon and I should have just re-entered and it dropped beautifully like a stone. So I've basically just been like shooting myself in the foot, honestly, I'm being completely honest with you. So let's see. So we've got this guy as a reference, right? And ICT says you should keep using it for a while, right? Throughout the day, basically. And let's say, I might have been looking at that guy, if I'm being completely honest with you. But this fair value gap here formed, and I should have been okay. This is pretty balanced. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's pretty balanced. I gotta learn to recognize these things, like when they're so balanced that they don't need to come all the way back up here. And then, they respected that, dropped, didn't take that low out, but then came back up again, respected that, the top of this, and then, maybe I could have found a buy right here in the middle once it dropped below it there and then tapped it, maybe. Um, I don't know if I would have taken that 11:47. But anyway, so after 12:30 though, something that was very clear to me after this, all of this drop, was on the 32nd, we repriced all of the thing, and then I was like, equal highs up here as buy side. I was considering that. And then this behavior right here where it dropped, came up, dropped again, and rolled up. On the 32nd, there was a fair value gap right here. And I should have taken all of these things together, right? Let's zoom in on it, right? We had the midpoint, actually both midpoints of this, right? And let's do a replay because right in here, let's drop to a 30-second because I saw it and I was like, oh, that's a good long. I saw it. So we had all of this juiciness right here. And let me see. And I saw the long, and every time my body tells me, "Hey, Shakira, that's a beautiful long right there," like, or that's a beautiful short. Just take it because that's what I need to do, right? Just take it. So, is this the right settings? Custom. Uh, there we go. And I need to create a 0.705 in here. So I should have been okay. Like, this is beautiful. Maybe that's, see how much of a stop would that, see if that would have done anything to me, right? We're at the midpoint, it's tapping it. Technically, I should have been doing that right there, right? So if it drops into it, so I should buy, right? And then I would have been tagged in right there. Let's move this over so you could see it. And I would have been nervous because my stop's not below this wick. That's where it needs to be in my mind. And then I'm looking for them to take out these relatively equal highs up here. So the buy side up here. So I was looking for that, and I was like, oh, when did I take that? And then the other thing is like, I just don't take the secondary entries after I see what I'm looking for, after what I'm thinking plays out, right? So it moves, continues up. This is the 30 seconds, right? And I'm already well above anything that I'm usually at. So I might have been okay with taking it at the top here, but this is where I think they're drawing to, you know? Let's see. So I'm all this way up here, and I would probably have put my stop right out to here because I don't want to give away my money. And honestly, I'm at 1500 and they just took that out and they just tapped it. I would have just taken it because yay. But let's pretend I didn't do that, right? And let's go back to a 1 minute for this. And this order block right here, I'd like them to respect it. So I don't know, do they? The fair value gap? I need them to make like a proper low before I can move my stop. And they hung out here and at about da, 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 da. And in my mind, they've taken that out again. So I'll be hanging out right under here now. And now I am way above anything I've ever made. I'm still looking for them to come up in here. And at this point, I'm locking stuff in. I'm like, oh, let's do this. We're grinding up. Coming down a little bit. We're finding support at the CE. And we're almost there. And voila, flatten. That's what I was looking for. Did I take it? No. Did I see it? Yes. Isn't that crazy? So crazy. So crazy. So even here, even if I just set that as 134, they tapped into that nice. Then they moved up, and they moved up, and then beautiful. I saw so many beautiful trades on Friday and took zero of them and took stupid losses for no good reason. But I understand that that happens. I understand that happens. And then having moved so beautifully in the morning, I knew it could, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Stagnate in the PM. I knew it could do that. Um, and then so I was frustrated with myself for taking this loss when I'd set the order here and then lost it. And then look, they came right back to this area here, to this area, and I could have taken the short again. And it didn't like speak to me, so I didn't. That long spoke to me. That short spoke to me, and I didn't do anything good with it. So now I'm sitting here waiting. It's 1:30. I'm and I'm looking at, we've come up here, we've taken this, and I went short in here right on the top there. Like I did a sell here, and then my stop was just above here. And my expectation was for them to close a body below the midpoint, and they didn't do it, right? They made two attempts and didn't do it. So what I should have done was at this point, I should have moved my stop to like right here and then not taken the loss because my stop was up here. But I don't know. My thought process was wrong. And then I should have just done something there. I didn't because I knew it wasn't going against me. And then I got stopped out right there. So those decisions were very, very disheartening for me. This whole week's um, decision making, it's been very disheartening because I've seen good trades and not taken them. So then, it's Friday. All right. So let's head over to Thursday. Oh my God, Thursday had so many juicy trades. Did I take any of them? No, I took a loss for stupid reasons. Actually, I took a loss. My one attempt here. Well, let's start in the morning because because okay. Nothing, nothing. It's a tiny one, and that's nothing. Nothing. There's a tiny thing there. I'm not really interested in that one. And then this guy, the only real one, right? If I had been paying attention, right? I know I was. I was totally paying attention. So it made that. And in my mind, I was saying, hey, Shakir, if we bust past this, the first one, if it comes back and taps it, because I was looking for a short. If it comes back and taps it, then I want to take that trade. I said it in my head, right? Said it in my head. Put in a space. And then I was looking for them, to take out these lows right here. Nothing too crazy, right? Take that out. There's more, but take that out. That's all. That's all. And what did it do? Exactly that. It came and I saw it. I saw it. I saw it beautifully. It dropped nicely below it and then tapped it. So I would have been like, just let me just get the end. As long as it has space, which it did. Balanced. Look at all this. This is balanced. There's no reason for it to come back up here. None. None. And I mean, the real draw would have been really all the way down here to this new week opening gap. Below this, there's that, or that, whatever. Juicy. Just freaking juicy. So something I need to remember, like whenever have that thought, like, oh, okay, beautiful. Now that we've taken all this stuff out, we've failed, we've dropped here, and then we've made a proper first thing. I want them to engage with this. And so this is for me to remind myself of why I want to do something. It's a pretty terrible sell. Um, let's use the bar right in front of it just to get closer to what we wanted, right? So then we tap it and then we dropped beautifully. We dropped beautifully. Look at that. Even for just this low, which is more than enough for me. And we hit that, we got below it, we hit the midpoint of that. I would have just taken that and been like, oh, thank you very much, universe. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Because I had the thought in my head and I didn't follow it, right? It dropped. It's like, okay, if it comes back up to this one, I want to take the trade, put the limit order on. Because I think half my problem is that I'm worried that I'm going to um, that I'm going to get stopped out on it. So what? This is the business of risk, right? We're risking. And I am literally banking the rest of my comfortable existence on my ability to make the correct decisions in this market so I can make some money. I know it's volatile. I know it can get big runs, and I'll take what I can get. I'm still in drawdown, probably a little over $2,000 now. I dropped to like 1,300 in drawdown, and now I'm back a little over 2,000 after this week. And everything, it feels like the same song and dance. You're just constantly making the same stupid mistakes. Anyway, all right, so I'm good, you know. And what time is it? It's just after 10 o'clock. I'm already done. Good. I still can take one more trade today if I really want it, right? I can take one more trade if I want it on Thursday. There are so many juicy trades on Thursday. I can't begin to tell you. So many juicy trades on Thursday. Wow, So then after this beautiful run, right? And I'm just going to pull this over because I don't know if we re-engage it again for the day. I don't think we do. Okay. All right. So then after I get this juicy trade, right? Yay. It's still 10 o'clock and we can still consider the silver bullet, right? So there's still that low, the equal lows. Did they take them? Yeah, they did. They wanted to continue down. There's plenty down here. Plenty of new day opening gaps to aim for. This one, that one, that one. Look at all these things that I saw. Look at that. Look at them. All of them. Just beautiful. Beautiful setups. Beautiful setups. This is more messy and I probably wouldn't have taken it because it's just too messy. But I did note the inversion fair value gap. They came right back up to it and the midpoint, the bottom of the new day opening gap and then dropped. Just beautiful. Anyway, I wouldn't have taken any of that. But I didn't know the inversion fair value gap there. So let's clean this up a little. All right. So then the next thing I saw, like after 11:45, so I'm considering, okay, lunchtime, we might be in for a bit of a reversal, at least, to come back up a bit, right? And I was looking again at these relative equal highs here and for them to take it out. That's all I was looking for. I was like, that's gonna happen. And did it? Oh, hell yeah, it sure did. So I have this beautiful ability to see where it's gonna go, what it's gonna do, but entering to take the trades that I see. Because look, two entry options, two of them, right? I could have taken it here, and more importantly, I could have taken it here. And I think, and I'm gonna drop to 30 seconds and I don't want to get stuck. Let's do this. So, right. So I was thinking it's a good time for, it's been dropping a lot. It's a good time for a reversal. Maybe take these equal highs out because that's not equal. That's not equal. That's equal, right? So they did this, crested that, and I should have been comfortable because they with this inversion fair value gap right here should have been okay, especially since they just tapped it, and then ran up. So I should have been okay with taking something here. But at the same time, I was looking for, and something in this space. So there's that inversion fair value gap there on the 1 minute. Um, and let's see, what does it look like? So on the 1 minute, even better, right? They tap the very top of it. And I might have been thinking if they tap the bottom of the NWA one more time, then I can go up. But I should have been okay. Look at the behavior here. I should have been okay just taking it in this space. And then if I'm not convinced, which I wasn't because it's been going down this whole time, it could have just reversed on me. Once they took this high out, and again, doubt, lack of trust. These are the things that are the problems because I'm seeing what I want, right? We fully disrespected this nicely. We also fully disrespected that, reached back down, tapped the top of this, then I should have been okay taking something in here. Just see, that's the thing, right? That's my problem. Like just going long, like here, and then worrying that it's gonna come back down and like take my stop out because that's my problem, right? So if I had taken that long line right there, and then my stop is 37 ticks right there. Oh, that makes me feel very, 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 very uncomfortable, right? For that beautiful run. Do they? No, they don't, you know? And honestly, once they'd have to leave this area before I can move my stop up. So once I left the area here, I would have been able to move my stop here and then just, you know, went with the flow. And then look at all these juicy setups, man. I mean, I would just be like, ugh, I don't even care. I'd just be like, just making sure. And they took it out right. Take it. Done. Done. I'd be done. Right there. Done. Did I take that? No. Did I see it? Yes. Did I get comfortable? Was I comfortable with it? No. And I should have been. So I'm wondering to myself, like, how can I overcome this issue? Because maybe I'm looking at it incorrectly, right? I should have been looking at it this one, and when it tap the top of that and then go. But they didn't fill this fair value gap in, not all the way. See it? They didn't fill it all the way. They left a little bit open. And my eye needs to be able to go to that. They left a little bit open and I should have been comfortable having my taking it here and then having my stop just below there. Because what? Low, lower, low, trade it through. We have a bullish breaker right here with the fair value gap, right below it. Trust. That is my problem. Trust. So then here's the other thing, right? Beautiful rejection block up here. They showed their hand. So here's what I did, right? I took my entry a little bit low here and I got stopped out. And then it ran gorgeously right there, right? I had my stop just a little bit in here and then they stopped me out right here. And what I should have done was have my entry right there at the top, because why not? Or, the middle, the base of this fair back gap up here because I wasn't thinking about it. And then what do? After that, they dropped like a stone. There was so much money to be made. Look at that. So much money to be made. Look at that. I just the base of that. You kidding me? And I saw that and didn't get that. Got stopped out, and then I should have just re-entered after it swept me out. I should have just re-entered. Because I wasn't, here's what happened to me, right? I wasn't thinking about the fair value gap. I was thinking about the rejection block, and I need to focus on it all, right? Like, what's in my space? What's in my space? Wait. Was I in between two? Yes, I was. So, hold the front door. Let me check something real quick here. This one have it? No, cancel that one. Uh, Hold on, let me switch my settings here. All right. Did I not notice it? Oh, I didn't. Well, let's be clear. I didn't realize it in the first blasted place. There's so many things. Oh, hold up. Let me take that off. No freaking way. Spicy tea is amazing. He literally just, this is his event horizon. Oh my God. It's when you're between two fair value gaps. They'll tell you what they're planning. Oh my God. So I had this, this, on the fact that they were rolling in the middle. That's three things telling me they're going down. And I could have, if I'd been paying, we're wicking, right? I could have just, oh man. Because any of those would have been fine, right? The event horizon, the top of this, the top of that. Oh my God, look at it. And then I could have been like, I'm gonna take all that. I don't need all that. That is enough. Shoot, that was enough. That's why you gotta back test. See, I gotta like grow super and here's the other thing, right? Like as soon as I got thing, I got on a call and I was like, damn it, why am I on a call? And then I saw this and I was like, oh, that's an entry right there. Beautiful, beautiful. And I should just press the button, just sell. Because guess what happened? Pew, 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 pew. Oh man, ridiculous. So, so crazy. Wow. I just noticed that. Wow, 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 wow. That's beautiful. And then I saw another short. Let's see. Why did I see that short? Let's see. So we did all of that. We didn't take that low out yet. We didn't. That's another thing. If we're moving in a direction towards something, they haven't taken something out yet. Wait for retracement. So I'm looking not at this one, but this one, right? So I'm thinking we're at the midpoint. So fair value gap, I mean, we got a SIBI and we got um sorry, BISI. We have a BISI. Let's do that. No, SIBI, right? We have a SIBI, we're dropping. We haven't taken the low out, right? Beautiful. And oh, there's this low here too. Anyway, so I was looking for, let me see. So we dug into this one. We respected the midpoint. Nice. So I should have been okay with taking the short from here because I was waiting to see what they were going to do. They dropped. So I was thinking if they came back up, then we could take. the short from here for a continuation, which they tap the midpoint again, which they did, and then sell. And then they did this foolishness again. It made me nervous. And then, boom, took it out. And then, honestly, we got this guy down here. So why wouldn't they want to come down, right? Oh, wait for them to show me the hand. So they want to definitely continue down. And honestly, like, I would have wanted them to tap into that, the midpoint. And look at that. All in one day, taking all these different trades. But does my portfolio look like that? No. So even with all of that, right, 2 o'clock comes around and they've taken a lot of stuff out now. And we've dropped a lot. A lot. Can they come to this one? Sure, why the hell not? So now let's see. Probably we've dropped a bunch, taken out everything that I was thinking about. Let's test this out one more time. OMG. Oh my God. Oh, hell yeah. So that's another buy. That's another buy. It's another event horizon. Oh my God. It's like the world is opening up for me. It is. Look at that. We're between two. See the behavior. Oh, they're staying above the midpoint. Brother, brother, look at that. And let's look for them to come back up. Duh. Because this helps me in spaces where I'm trying to get the really juicy entry and I've missed out. Because then I was thinking, if we tap back, go back up. Is that the long I tried to take and got stopped out? It is, right? Let's see. Oof. Yeah, I should have waited for them to return back up. What time is it? 2 o'clock? But let's be honest, if I'm up over $1,000, I would have been stopped out over here anyway, right? Anyway, if they don't, look at, oh my, they didn't take that out. Right, yeah, we rolling through. But anyway, event horizon. Shut up. Between two for, I guess, see what they do. See what they do. Shit. Anyway, let's head over to Wednesday. Dang. Because there was so much juiciness on Thursday. Like, it was beautiful. Like, and did I take any of it? The one I wanted, I got stopped out, and I should. New rule. If the trade is still good, re-enter. That's it. Just re-enter. Oh my God. All these juicy factors, man. All these juicy factors. Anyway, so this is Wednesday. It's Thursday. Mm. Wednesday, I got a nice, yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday, I did something I've been doing quite a lot, which is getting stopped out. Let's see. All right, Wednesday, here we are. So all of this was just weird for me. I didn't know what to do with any of that. Actually, I was looking for longs. I was looking for them to finish this up on Wednesday. And pretty sure I got stopped out in here when they dropped and then rallied like gangbusters. Like that hurt my heart. All right, so new thing. What's the range? So this is 9:30. That's the low that's formed at 9:30. So that's like the initial sell side, right? And then 10 o'clock. Where's 10 o'clock? Right here. So 10 o'clock formed this initial buy side. Let's just change those to those guys. Right? And then the first fair value gap is this one right here. And it was so weird because they referenced it. Now, here's a stupid thing, right? On this day, 30, this is the one where I saw where it swept these beautifully, gave me a fair value gap. I set my order because after 9:45, I did this. And this is another one that really hurts my heart. I set my order. So, okay, I set my order at the 0.75 section right there. And then I canceled it. That one hurt my heart because it dropped, it tapped it, and then it just ran up nicely. I set my order right there. It would have taken like a couple of ticks of drawdown, and then it just beautifully took off. I was really hurt. That hurt my heart. And then I was looking for the long. So then they run up here and they were like hanging out. This, I don't know why. This is stupid. This is a stupid place for a thing. ICT took a long based off of this inversion fair value gap right here and ran through all of that. But this is the one that hurts my heart is that I had the order in and I canceled it. uh, well, shit, right? Let's pull this. Let's pull this over. Um, so then I participated in none of this until this right here at almost 3 o'clock. And I, what did I do? I got it. It dropped, and I moved my stops a little too tight right around here. Got stopped out, and then it dropped to my TP. I don't think I had this on here, so I wasn't referencing it. So I might have wanted to go lower. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. He didn't even. Ah. Oh. So I caught most of this run. Um, and yeah. So that was nice. But so we were between the two, we rolled through, we dropped. Ooh. Again. No. Oh, it did, didn't it? Did I save this as a thing? This Event Horizon business? Because bloody hell. That is incredible. So I'm gonna save that. It'll feed me a lot of them. And I It can be blue. My God. Unbelievable. The space in between, they respected the midpoint and then ran up. And any fairway gap in here is a good buy at that point. Oh, and then we had and they just took out the initial, so used it as support and then ran up some more. Oh my God. Oi, 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 oi. And this guy, they were respecting the hell out of it. I could have taken that. And yeah, I want to take that high out right there. Yeah, beautiful. Just magnifique, magnifique. Also, I'm going to pull this back this way so I can see the 30 seconds easily. There's something down here. Because we swept a bunch, swept that. And there's a tiny one here that didn't reprice to it. And the fact that they didn't touch that one, but stayed inside of that one, that was a buy right there too. And it could also be like once they tap that, return back into it, that could have been a buy as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All the things that could have helped me this week because I was really confused with all these jumbling about inside of the space. All right, so that was doing this on the 1 minute. That was Wednesday. And Thursday, I took two losses. Let's see, what was I doing on Thursday? Tuesday, sorry. And then I didn't trade on Monday. So Tuesday, here we are. Let's see what we had on Tuesday. All right, so that was one loss. I was hoping they would continue up and close it in. They didn't. They hung out at the midpoint and then dropped precipitously. So let's see, what do we have? So here's 9:30. So not that one. So not the Fury gap that's formed at 9:30, but the one after 9:31 would have been the one to pay attention to. So let's see. What did I miss? Nothing. There's a tiny one here, but it's so small though. This guy. Well, let's see. This is the technically the fair value gap that formed afterwards. I don't know if I would have wanted to reference that one. 9:30. The volume imbalance in here nicely. Let's, let's see. I don't think they made it back up to it. Oop, it's too big. But this volume imbalance formed before it. Ooh. This tiny, tiny volume imbalance. See what I could have done better with my life. So the next thing that forms is the volume imbalance right there. And then we have a new day opening gap. We never made it up here. So then what could I have done better? Because what did we do? We had this high, we swept it. Ooh, let's check the third. Actually, let's bust the replay back. And let's check the 30 seconds and see if there's a fair value gap in here. After that sweep. Nothing, nothing, nothing till this guy. Oh, we got rejected off of here, the base of that. If I'd taken this, let's see, where would my stop have been? Because we've dropped all the way down, I should be able to take that. And then we've got some equal lows right there. All right, do we go back up there? I think it just drops after that, right? So if I was here, should have taken that cell. Given the behavior here, we're at volume imbalance. We've swept the highs. We're at a new day opening gap. Should have felt good. A lunchtime run. Let's see. Oh, let's drop to the 1 minute. Sweep this guy. And we're also inside of a SIBI that have we made it to the halfway point of? And we're respecting the midpoint of the SIBI. So even my entry could have been right there, even better. Yeah. And then that's been swept. That hasn't been swept. So I think that's a fair place to, although we have this guy. And we're 9:30. So this would be, they've already swept the line 9:30 low right there. So I wouldn't be asking for too much, I don't think. Let's see. Lunchtime sweepy sweepy. So we're down by 700. I would have put my stop at right above here as break even. So I don't like this behavior. So need it to drop below this low with some alacrity. Still going down, just being at this point, lock in a little more right there. Probably get stopped out. We don't drop now. And I should feel comfortable going for the new day opening gap or this guy. Let's see, they bust through it. At this point, I'm not giving anything up. So I would just be out. But sweep, the shift right here. Do we have another potential place for an entry? Sweep that, shift. The base of this fair gap. Damn. I'm gonna have to be better this week at paying close attention to everything that's happening for sure. So I took 2 losses on Tuesday doing stupid things. Anyway, I'm hungry. It's time for some food. Anyway, so the moral of the story is, at least for me, and this is a reminder for me specifically, is when you see your setup, like the conditions are right, you see what you need, just put the order where it's supposed to go. Because I've seen multiple times this week where I've done that and missed, and either not been filled because I was being too scared, and being filled, but it's just a little bit below where I was supposed to put my entry. And pay closer attention to what's around you because you know what you're doing. You're just still working to get over this hump of um, being stopped out and losing money. But look, it's okay. This is a business of risk, right? We are here to risk a little to make a lot. So let's keep doing that. I have not even remotely come close to blowing any kind of account. I've worked on my tiltiness. I take the 2 trades that I need to take for the day. Sometimes I only take one. And another thing I need to do, like if I see a juicy trade, then I will take a second trade and risk some of my gains to make more gains and start doing that because I know that I'm going to be amazing at this. And I just need to get through this phase. So for anybody else who needed to have seen this video today and needed to hear these words, you are amazing. Everything is always working out for you. And don't ever stress about whether or not you can do this because you can. You just have to believe in yourself and remember that life is like a box of chocolates, you know? You never know what you're going to get. But if you don't eat them, you won't know. So if you don't take the trades, you won't know. If you don't take the well thought out, well planned, well expected trades, you won't know. So that's my plan. I'm going to keep moving forward, keep pushing until I get past this hump that I'm in. It's funny, right? You come into this thinking that make you'll be successful like immediately, but I am since the beginning of this process, I am on week 30, just about to start on Monday, and I'm still not profitable. I'm still in drawdown. Um, but after 30 weeks of trading, I haven't lost all my money. Um, I've only been struggling with taking the trades that I'm supposed to take and letting them run to their fruition or cutting them when I need to, and just being too much in my head. So I remember overthinking and perfectionism is not what we're looking for. We're looking for well thought out, well considered setups. And that's all. So that's what I'm going to try and focus on, you know, and not worry about the rest. So you guys be safe. And, basically going through this exercise has shown me that everything that I want, I can have. Absolutely. If I am patient and well considered and not a perfectionist. Put the stop where it needs to go and don't worry about it. Because if it's a good trade, they'll and you've done what you're supposed to, they'll hit your entry and then they'll reverse. And that's okay. So stop being scared. It's okay. And the only body that you're competing with is yourself. And the only one that's holding you back is you. So understanding that I'm gonna go into every day like it's a new day. And as soon as that thought in my head, like, oh yeah, that's a beautiful entry, hit the button. Hit the button. Doesn't matter if it's a perfect entry, hit the button, move your stop where it needs to be, and be done with it. You got this. Be safe. Shakira out.